Good morning, children. Today we will revise the lesson Air and Atmosphere. Okay, this is the last lesson which we saw. Since our portions are getting over, I am going to start with revision. Okay, so in Air and Atmosphere, what did we see first? We saw air is the important natural resource available on earth. Okay, air is present all around us and also inside our body. So, air has mass and it occupies space. This is the property which we have learned earlier itself when we were talking about matter and its properties. So, here we will say air has mass and it will occupy space, and all living things require air to survive. Now, can we see air? No. Can we touch air? No. But we can only feel it. Okay, we can feel by the movement of the things in and around us. So the movement of the kite or the rustling of the leaves. Okay, so all this is because we can understand the presence of air. Okay, now coming to the composition of air. Air, as we have told, is composed of many gases. Okay, that is how we are going to study. We are going to see what are all the gases. So first gas, the major gas is nitrogen. It is 78% present in atmosphere. Oxygen 21%. Carbon dioxide 0.03%. Inert gases 0.9%. Water vapor, it will vary from place to place along with dust, smoke and other pollutants. Okay, now we will see about the scientists who all worked about this composition of air. Antoine Lavoisier, Joseph Priestley and Henry Cavendish were the first scientists to study about the composition of air. Then Lavoisier discovered oxygen, which is very crucial for burning. Later, Priestley discovered oxygen and also isolated in the gaseous form. So all these scientists work together to find out what this air is made up of. Okay, the gases present in air are in uniform composition. So hence air is also called as homogeneous mixture of gases. Now coming to the composition, the things which are given in the tabular column only they have given in words. Okay. Now coming to the properties. So air has its own properties and each component can retain its own properties. So air is also called as mixture. Mixture we already learned. That is, the individual components will retain their own physical and chemical properties. Okay. Now coming to the first major component in gas or in air is nitrogen. So it is the most abundant gas. It is colorless, odorless. It is also called as inactive gas because it will not support combustion. Combustion means helping in burning. So nitrogen will form the basic block of proteins, okay, in the bodies, and it is essential for all plant growth and development. And it is used by animals. Okay, so nitrogen plays a major role not only in the components wise, it is also very important for plants and animals to survive on earth. Coming to oxygen, you know how important oxygen is. Without oxygen, we cannot breathe. That means we cannot live. Okay, so oxygen is the second most abundant gas and it is a chemically reactive gas. That means it will immediately react. Okay, all living organisms require oxygen to live because they want oxygen to do all the metabolic activities in our body. So oxygen which is present in the atmosphere we will be taking inside by breathing. Okay, oxygen is used to obtain energy from the food. Okay, that is the food we eat will be combust, or it will be reduced, it will be burnt, okay, in the process called respiration. Okay, then the output of respiration is the energy, and that energy is given to the whole body. Okay, so here two things you should know. For the mountain climbing people or the mountaineers, okay, they will be carrying the oxygen cylinders. Also the deep sea divers also will have oxygen. Okay, and then carbon dioxide, it is mainly used in fire extinguishers. Why? Because carbon dioxide will not support burning. So we will take this in the form of fire extinguisher. Now in this activity we will be seeing that oxygen is required for burning. That is, you light a candle, if you leave it, it will be burning. But if I put a tumbler or a glass over the burning candle, the candle will be put off. Why? The oxygen supply is cut off. So this burning candle will be not burning anymore. So this will tell that oxygen is required for burning. Coming to carbon dioxide, it is there in percentage as 0.03%. It is also chemically reactive. It will be less than 1% in the atmosphere. But carbon dioxide will not support combustion. Though it will chemically react with other gases, it will not help in burning. Okay, then how is this carbon dioxide obtained? It is either obtained from the respiration or from the combustion of the substances. Two things. Respiration means you take in oxygen and you give out carbon dioxide. So that carbon dioxide, or when things are being burnt, some things are burnt, that time you will be getting that black smoke, that also will give carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide will be used by the plants to prepare their own food during the process called photosynthesis, and this photosynthesis will release oxygen. So the oxygen carbon dioxide cycle is always intact, and if the carbon dioxide is increased, the overall temperature of the earth also will be increased, and this is called global warming. Coming to inert gases. Inert gases means that the gases which will not react with any gas. Okay, so they are called as noble gases. They are non-reactive and they are very, very stable. Then they are very much present only in traces. Okay, so what are that? Argon, neon, helium, krypton, xenon and radon. Okay, and they are mostly used for advertising signboards, light bulbs, and helium is used in hot air balloons. Radon is used in the treatment of cancer. Coming to the water vapor. Water vapor means what? The amount of humidity, that is the amount of water vapor present in the air will give the term atmospheric humidity. So water from the water bodies will be evaporated and it will be settling in the atmosphere. So water vapor will then form the clouds, and from the clouds we will get the rain. So water vapor is one stage in the water cycle. Okay, the amount of water vapor present is not constant. In coastal regions, you will have high amounts of water vapor, whereas in the inland regions, the water vapor content will be less, so the area would be very much dry. Okay, the air conditioners will work on the principle of changing the properties of air. Like we are going to change the humidity and the temperature. So that is how we will be able to bring the cool surroundings. Okay. Now the last component is the dust and smoke. Dust and smoke, you know, you will be getting the dust and the smoke from all the vehicles and factories, okay, and human activities. All this will give rise to dust and smoke. This dust and smoke may cause many respiratory diseases and allergies. and they are present in higher amounts in the cities than in the villages. So this revision zone, the percentage of the carbon dioxide is 21%. No, it is 0.03%. Oxygen does not support combustion. No, it will support combustion. So this is also false. Carbon dioxide is used by plants during photosynthesis. True. Dust and smoke are released from factories and by burning of garbage. True. Okay, children. So this is totally a revision. Learn all this small uses of all the components of air. Okay. Thank you.